Hi, this is Heidi and Rod. He's in the truck right now backing it up. We are going to be trimming our Limelight standard hydrangea. Basically what a Limelight standard means is it's a Limelight shrub that's been trained into tree form. So it's getting very ugly. So we want to just show you how to trim your standard type hydrangeas. I believe we've had this in here for maybe 4 years or so now. It's big and it's floppy, and even the wind is kind of like put the main trunk of it on quite a lean. So we probably should get in and, I don't know, put some support or something, Rod, to pull it back.
Oh, yeah, didn't notice that.
Yeah, it's got a major lean going on.
I don't even know if we will. Oh, we'll see.
Okay.
All right, so what you guys can see here is these flowers are a lot bigger. Now, granted, we just did Bobo, but this one was pruned a little harder last year, correct?
Yeah, this one was pruned back like pretty tight.
So I'm gonna prune it again, but you can see how much growth it did from all the way over here.
It did almost, what, 3 foot of growth off of like our loss?
3 foot.
Yeah.
But the nice thing about it, yes, it did fall over, but I think when it started flowering this year, we had a huge windstorm and really rainstorm, thunderstorm, and that really hurt it, and it's kind of drooped ever since. But you can see the flowers are big. So what I expect to see next year after pruning these things quite hard is going to put more energy into a smaller number of flowers, but they'll be bigger, if that makes sense. So I'm going to get started pruning this one.
All right, let's take a look at what he's gonna do.
This one I'm going to try to prune above last year's.
Okay. So last year, from where the branches started kind of splitting off of the main trunk, it was trimmed back to, it looks like approximately 24 inches. So he's probably going more about 30 inches off of where the branches are splitting off that main trunk at this point. And like you said, these flowers are huge. So I am going to actually save these flowers for the winter porch pots that we'll be doing. Because they look really nice. They've got good color to them. They didn't get too brown. And because they're just so big that they're going to make beautiful specimens in the winter porch pots. We're fortunate today. It's such a beautiful day. I mean, check out that beautiful blue sky. Temperature is, we're probably 55 or 50 or so. So getting a little bit cooler, but we've had a very rainy past 2 or 3 days. And when you look at the weather map, it shows like 6 days of like rain solid. Now, obviously it's not 100% rain every day, so it might rain later on today. But we knew when the sun's shining, we better get out here and do this project. We always prefer doing projects when it's a little bit warmer out than cold, and winter is knocking on the door here. Some areas got some like icy snow the other day, like, I don't know, sleety snow.
Our friends in Wisconsin last night.
Oh yeah, Wisconsin last night got some snow, like right across the lake from us. So like he's wearing gloves right now, which he's just doing that because he's dealing with, you know, woody shrubs. But if you can be out in the garden and not needing to wear gloves because like the temperature is fine for your hands, that's my opinion, the perfect time to be out in the landscape doing maintenance and such.
I'm a little worried. I think I need steel-toed or steel-fingered.
Oh yeah, don't get your finger caught in that snippers or pruners. So ever since Rod started building greenhouses, which we've been doing for several years now, the past few years we've been hiring it out, but with all the nuts and bolts and all the the drilling, or I don't know if it's really called, is it drilling rod when you put in the nut on the screw? I don't know. Like, what is the tool? Impact wrench, right? Yeah, so he uses an impact wrench a lot when they're building the greenhouses. And ever since he's been doing that, his hands and his fingers go numb. Carpal tunnel, probably.
It's called old age.
Oh, old age. But so to use pruners, like literally his hands will go numb, like probably after halfway through one tree or whatever. So yeah, like we've been talking about, we didn't know that there was like an electric thing out there, but there's electric lawnmowers that take battery, for goodness sakes. So this is a pretty cool find. I mean, you're kind of still getting trigger finger though, because you're pushing a button, but at least it's like not as strenuous on the hand. I just want to put it out there, like, we're not being sponsored by Craftsman or anything. It's just something he's found that he's liking. Yeah, try pulling it back, see what happens. Okay, so worst case scenario, like the tree cracks off, right? We'll put something else here. But like, we're gonna have to pull it back a ton. Which we can do, like we could probably hook it up to the truck, or else get the boys to help you pull it back. But we'll have to get like some pretty sturdy stakes. I guess the nice thing is he was able to move it. So I mean, that's encouraging that at least if we try to straighten it out, like we might be able to. Because if this thing stays crooked like this, it's going to go away next year, because I'm not loving the crookedness of it. So in addition to trimming the plant back, if there's any like thin or dead branches, he's trimming those out too. Typically, this would be one that you would trim once the leaves are all fallen off and the plant's dormant. But because today's the day that we have time to do it, we're doing it now. We might see new growth happen, but that's fine. This Limelight standard tree, like other Limelight shrubs, is a panicle hydrangea that blooms off of the new season's growth. So for trimming this time of year, we're not worrying about sacrificing blooms. This could also be done in the spring before the plant starts to flush out. So when this was first planted, it was probably, like the main stalk of it was probably the size of, I'm going to go in and show you, like this stem here, which is maybe about 1 inch across. Now it's about 2.5, 3 inches across. So it's put on quite a bit of growth. And the other thing, when this was planted, it was just kind of a nice, cute little like ball type shape, where now that it's getting bigger, it's losing like its roundness. This is also, I'm going to say, one of those plants that isn't maybe a forever plant. Like, as it continues to get older, it may start to get uglier, just to be honest with you. So I know so many people, myself included, like you feel like when you plant a shrub, like it's a forever commitment, right? Like you plant your shrub and it's just got to stay there. Like a lot of people don't change out or rip out their shrubbery when they're doing like their foundation plantings and stuff like that. And trees are permanent, but shrubs can be ripped out and can be replaced. And I highly encourage that. So like if you have shrubs that just aren't looking good anymore, get rid of them. Put some fresh new ones. Like, why look at something ugly when you could put something new and fresh in its place? And I'm not talking about replacing shrubs like every year or even every 5 years. It might be, a 7-year switcheroo that you want to do. Might be 10 years, might be 15 years. But it's okay to get rid of them and get new. All right, let's go take a different angle here. I'm standing behind the stinking bird feeder in my way. Here you can see the angle, like how bad the angle really is. So from the ground to where it starts splitting off, that's probably about 18 inches. And then it starts splitting off, and where it splits off, it's about 36 inches or so tall. Hope it doesn't spring back and smack him in the face. He's laughing right now at me. He'd be the first to know, though. We'd be the second.
Be a great blooper video.
All right, so
Or come off from the bottom.
he was able to get it straightened out just by leaning at it and pushing it. So it's not going to stay straight with what he's doing, I don't think. So we'll probably still have to put some sort of a, what do you call those things? Those metal bars in to hold it upright.
Stakes.
Yeah, I
Fence
guess
post?
a big metal stake, fence post. Yep. So it's creeping its way back to the leaning stage though, but yeah, we'll get something put in and get that so it stays upright. So you can see the ground, it's pliable, like.
I know it's all good.
Yeah, that looks good. We'll see what it looks like next year. Certainly it'll look better. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and pick up the blossoms, but like I said, I'm gonna save a lot of these because they're really big flowers, and they will be absolutely perfect for our winter porch pots that we're gonna be doing. So we were just talking about what it looked like, and we decided if we don't take it down shorter, we're not gonna have like that ball top feeling that we like. So the only thing is there's some pretty like thick branches, and you can see at the top of them there's branching. So that's going to mean more flowers, because more flowers is going to come off of all those different little branches. So we're contemplating at the moment to trim or not to trim. Let's see what he ends up doing. All right, he thinks he's done, because yeah, if we get rid of all those little arms, it's just going to have so many less flowers next year. So, all right, we're going to be content. We're going to leave it. We can always do something next year if we need to.